Joint Economic Committee, Congressman Delaney.
The gentleman from Maryland is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We all know that hard-edged partisan politics has not only eroded the confidence the American people have in our government, but it's caused government to function to a very low standard. And in my 4 years that I've been in this Congress, I've never seen a better example of that than what we have here today. Because today we're considering a budget that is not only fiscally irresponsible, it doubles our deficits across 10 years, increases the national debt by $10 trillion, but its sole purpose is to repeal the Affordable Care Act. The purpose of today's budget is not to amend the Affordable Care Act to preserve its strengths and tackle its weaknesses, nor is the purpose of today's budget to repeal the Affordable Care Act and put something in place that has been well thought through and shared with the American public. The purpose of today's bill is to repeal the Affordable Care Act in a cold, hard way and let the chips fall where they fall. And this is not being done because it's good policy. Anyone who's serious about health care policy, even people who oppose the Affordable Care Act, who have looked at this issue, have concluded by any measure the Affordable Care Act should not be repealed without a replacement. It's being done for political reasons because my colleagues, unfortunately, for years have told their supporters that they would repeal this bill at all cost without having the courage or convictions to explain to them the consequences of repeal without replacement, nor without the determination to do the work to come up with an alternative. The Affordable Care Act was passed 8 years ago. It was passed on a straight party line basis, which was unfortunate. It had three important goals, which it has achieved: to expand health care to over 20 million people, to lower the overall cost of health care in this country, which is the most important number in our fiscal health, and to improve the equality of health care. Is it perfect? No. Are we addressing its problems today? No. Are we repealing it without any replacement? Yes. By any measure, will that be bad for the public health and potentially cause a public health crisis in the United States of America? The answer to that is yes. I urge my colleagues to reject the budget proposal.
The gentleman's time has expired. The gentlewoman has 15 seconds remaining.